It is once again time to talk about AI-generated art on this channel. It's been almost a year since I lost my graphic design job to AI art, which firstly is insane. The past year has absolutely flown by, and AI art has made big strides in the past 12 months. If you've been on the internet at all over the past 48 hours, you've probably seen some AI-generated art, because ChatGPT went viral for ChatGPT 4.0. This is their new model which can create Studio Ghibli art. Studio Ghibli is a Japanese animation studio based in Tokyo. It has a really strong presence in the animation industry. They've created 23 films since 1985. And all of these have a certain style to them, an artistic style, which is why it's called Studio Ghibli art. This model was so popular over the weekend that OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, literally had to put restrictions on it because it was melting the processors and GPUs that are used to generate the artwork. And I'm not gonna lie, some of it's good. In fact, most of it is good. Frighteningly good. Doesn't struggle with human features, it doesn't struggle with text, doesn't struggle with lighting. It looks almost human. People have been using it to create Studio Ghibli versions of popular memes, trends, themselves, some even using it for YouTube thumbnails, and some using it for music videos. Over the past few days, I've seen brands using this, I've seen celebrities using it, and I've seen thousands, if not tens of thousands, of just regular people using it to turn their selfies and photography and whatever into Studio Ghibli style art. I've also seen creatives use it. I've seen actual artists use this, people that do design, some form of design, some form of creativity as a job are using it too. And I think what this proves and what this says to me is that eventually the vast majority of the world won't care that art has been AI generated. Let's face it, it's fast, it's efficient, it doesn't cost anything unless, a monthly subscription is required to ChatGPT, which can be done for the low price of $20 for an entire month. And as much as many of you listening to this will hate it and disagree with it, that's the reality. The vast majority of people don't care about the ethical standpoint. They don't care if the artists that created this style hate it. They don't care if the art community hates them for using it. Because what is going to end up happening here is it's going to be the art community versus everyone else. And everyone else is a bigger percentage. The vast majority of people see this as a way to save time and money, which are the two most valuable things for many human beings in their lifetime. It's not just Studio Ghibli as well, it can replicate loads of other stuff. If you ask it to draw things like The Simpsons or Attack on Titan or whatever, it can replicate tons of different cartoon, anime, and even realistic styles. Hell, if I asked ChatGPT to make me a Mr. Beast style thumbnail, I'm not gonna lie, it can probably create something better in, a couple minutes than I could do. And time and money are precious. I'm not gonna lie, I use minimal amounts of AI in my workplace now. When I take a photograph of a gaming PC, I use Photoshop's Gen AI to Photoshop cables out of the background or remove stickers like tempered glass stickers and things like that. Maybe the surface that the PC is on is a little bit scuffed up and it needs cleaning up. I'm using it for things like that, which I don't think many people have a problem with. But it just goes to show that, if that can give me an extra 20 minutes of my day every single day, I'm gonna use it. I use ChatGPT to write scripts. Not like code scripts, I mean scripts for narration. If I have a YouTube short I need to do, or an Instagram reel, or a TikTok or something, and I have creative block and I'm struggling to come up with some copy, I'll use ChatGPT and it whips up something that 9 times out of 10 is suitable. And those videos can get tens of thousands of views. Again, I think many people agree the two things that I really use it for are nowhere near as bad as copying an entire art style and not paying artists. These are also things that I could do myself, like if I really wanted to and have done before, I can just use Photoshop's clone tool and healing brush tool to, you know, erase scratches and scuffs and cables, etc. for those images. It would take me 4 times as long, but I could do that. And eventually I'm sure I'd come up with some suitable copy for a social post or, you know, narration for a video. Again, it'd just take me a bit longer. But that's my point, is that I'm using it because it's efficient, it helps me save time and money, and that allows me to do other things with the time and money that I've saved. And I know I'm not the only creative that does this. In fact, I'm pretty sure that 90% of people that are using Photoshop now use this, because you have to agree to the terms and conditions regarding generative AI when you actually use Photoshop now. Pretty sure you have to agree to it when you have a Creative Cloud account. It's got to a point where, like, you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage and it's just silly not to use it. Like I said, this isn't as bad as copying an entire art style and, you know, using GPT-4o to create Studio Ghibli style memes of popular posts and, you know, recreate your own selfies and stuff in a certain art style. It's not that bad, but it helps me understand why people would use it, right? It's the same reasoning, isn't it? Like, my reasoning for using the Photoshop's Gen AI is to save time and money and, you know, to help myself get on with other productive tasks. Well, if people are using GPT to make thumbnails and music videos and just daily images they can post online, memes, whatever, like, I can understand the reasoning behind it. I even said this before when, you know, a year ago almost now, when I lost my job to AI. I think many people were kind of shocked and stunned at how calm and understanding I was regarding the whole situation when I said that I understand why the company did it. You know, I said in the video, like, I get it, and I think many people were like, what do you mean you get it? You know, it's corporate greed. Well, yeah, but at the end of the day, that's the goal of the business. The CEO is like, I want to make more money, I want to save time, I've got investors to please, I've got a new venture capital firm that's invested, and they need to meet certain goals and whatever. It's a way to achieve that. You know, we're on planet Earth for a very finite amount of time, and the mindset of many people, most people, is if you can save some of that time, you should do it. So I can completely understand it. What does this mean for artists? Well, as much as many of them keep saying AI art is slop and we're not going to lose jobs and whatever, we've already started seeing it. I've done a series of interviews with news outlets that have asked myself and many others that are in a similar, well, that were in a similar situation to me. Obviously, many of you know I landed a new job. Yeah, they've asked me and others about our job loss. It's not just me. There's hundreds of others that I personally know about, probably thousands that I don't know about. And it's only going to get worse. You can hate on it all you want, refuse to use it, whatever, but the people that are at the top, the people that pay your wages, if they don't care and they want to use it, then it'll get used, and that's it. You can't boycott it. It's too far gone. So here's how I think this is going to go. Over the next few years, how this will play out is that YouTubers will start dropping their thumbnail artists and they'll use ChatGPT instead. Esports organizations will drop their graphic designers and start using ChatGPT and other AI programs instead. Services that provide copyright-free music will stop being used, and music that will be generated by AI instead. And graphic designers that mainly do things like photo editing and retouching will also be dropped in favor of using AI instead. I also think that in a couple of years' time, 3D model artists will be dropped. Recently, I've seen some extremely impressive 3D models generated by AI. It's not quite as impressive as image generation, but it's getting there. Give it another 12 months and I think we'll be seeing tons of news about that. And then maybe it will make its way to being pretty proficient in animation. So I'll end this video by saying the same thing that I said in the video I made almost a year ago. If you are a creative that only has one skill set, Learn something new. Broaden your set of skills and be prepared. Learn as many new pieces of software as you possibly can, and be prepared for a potentially needed shift in career direction, like me. Or be prepared to fight for the few companies that are very much against the use of AI in the workplace, which there's definitely less of than those that are willing to use it to maintain profit. And this video isn't me saying that AI is the best thing ever and that we should all use it, and that, you know, I've gone back on anything I've said previously and blah blah blah. I don't want comments like, you were supposed to help destroy AI, not save it or not embrace it or become it and all that crap. That's not what this is. This is just me again being realistic. Yes, part of me hates it, obviously. I lost my job because of it. It's unethical. It's an insult to the people who created the original source material. But it's also efficient. It saves time. It saves money. And as I've said already, I can understand the use of it. That will be all. Let me know in the comments if you've been seeing this Studio Ghibli stuff. Let me know your thoughts on it. If you're brave enough, let me know if you have used any form of AI over the past 12 months. And yeah, discuss in the comments. See ya. Actually, before you go, a small plug at the end. I don't have sponsors, so I just shill my own things. I have a video game called Cross Planet, which has been in production for about 4 years. There should be a playtest for it coming up in the next maybe 5 or 6 weeks, if all goes according to plan. So wishlist it on Steam if you haven't already, and you'll get to try that when it comes out.